Many of you often ask me how you can help foster children in North Texas. There are plenty of ways, including an opportunity this weekend. And as you're about to see, there is a lot of heart behind this event.
Oh, you said coming this way?
Valerie Mitchell would like you to take a walk with her.
There's no max, on the money we want to raise. The more money we raise, the more children we can serve.
Mitchell is founder of the Fostering Dreams Foundation.
To foster something means to help something develop, to help something grow, to help something become what it wants to be.
The foundation provides free services to foster children.
They don't get to see themselves photographed. They don't get to get their hair done. They don't get to go places. So we come in there, we offer that to them free.
This Saturday, the foundation will host its first annual Child Abuse Awareness Walk at Zeiger Park in DeSoto.
Along the trail that they will be running on, it'll be tons of placards highlighting foster youth that are successful and highlighting youth that have inspired child abuse laws that we see today.
There's a reason Valerie wants to raise awareness about child abuse.
I was born into the foster care system. I was in foster care for roughly 5.5 years.
Her CPS case file fills up this box.
So you remember the trauma in foster care?
Yes.
She lived in 2 different foster homes before the age of 5.
My second home, I experienced more trauma. And that's where I experienced being placed on up to 5 different psychiatric medications. That's where I experienced the sexual assault that happened in foster care. And that's where I experienced the lack of bond with the caregiver.
Valerie will tell you she is here today because of the family who adopted her.
My mom, Cassandra Mitchell, my dad, Jerry Mitchell, loved them so much. And my brother, Jerry Mitchell, they brought me to their home and my life changed.
Valerie owes it to the little 5-year-old girl inside of her to help change other lives.
I am so proud of her. And I survived. That's what I tell everybody. I survived.
The first annual Child Abuse Awareness Walk is this Saturday at Zeiger Park in DeSoto from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To register and for more information, visit fosteringdreamsdfw.org.